Hey there, welcome to topic 1.2, types of democracy for AP Government. In this lesson, we're going to be talking about the participation scale of representative democracies and the three types or models of representative democracies. Remember from our introduction material that a representative democracy is one in which representatives act as the people, rather than in a direct democracy where people are required to make all of the decisions for everything. Today, we're talking about the scale of how much participation occurs within a representative democracy. In each representative democracy, the scale shifts in each situation. Therefore, a country is never just one of these. They are typically all of these at any given moment, depending on what's going on. A participatory democracy, the first model, is one where broad participation is emphasized. Think of things like protests, petitions, anything in government where lots of people get involved. So things like the Black Lives Matter protests or the Women's March, or even recall or referendum votes. A recall vote is where people actually get to decide on a ballot whether or not to keep a government official, and a referendum is where people actually get to decide what to put on a ballot. Unfortunately, for these two things, only 26 states allow these, and Georgia is not one of those states. Our next model is a pluralist democracy, and this is one where power is found in group-based activism, and here we're thinking interest groups. All right. The theory here is that no single viewpoint can control the shaping and administration of policy, so there are lots of different groups and lots of different viewpoints that are all active at the same time. Many of the interest groups that we're thinking of are things like the NRA, the NAACP, the Southern Poverty Law Center, and they all work to impact public policy. These groups engage in several activities, including interacting with government officials, raising and spending money for those who support their views, and shaping and stopping bills through congressional hearings. In the elite democracy model, the possession of certain resources makes certain voices more weighted than others. So simply put, individuals with the most time, education, money, and access to government will be more likely to be heard because of their resources. So again, don't think here of an oligarchy or an autocracy. That's not what we're talking about. This is still a democracy. But in an elite democracy model, you're thinking that the people with more resources are able to have more access and more influence in their government. So, is one of these models more right than the others? Well, we can't know for sure whether or not the founders intended for one of these models over the other two. However, we do have what they wrote, and we can analyze their writings to try to see what their intentions for our new nation were. Over the next couple of times in class, we're going to be analyzing two different documents, Federalist Number 10 and Brutus Number 1. Federalist 10 was written by James Madison as an argument for the people to vote to ratify the new Constitution of the United States. The other document we will analyze is Brutus 1, which was written by someone who was against ratifying the new Constitution. While historians have a few ideas of who wrote this letter, they can't be entirely sure. But again, we'll look at these both in class over the next few times where we meet. So, in this lesson, you should have learned about the participation scale of representative democracies and the three types of representative democracies. If you missed something, please go back and watch that section of the video that you need to again. Then, when you're done, make sure to answer your summarizing question so that you can get a stamp on your notes. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Bye.